right, you grasshoppers. We are back. Ron was on the screen there. Ron, you all right? So just so you know, Larry Melnick is not here again. Larry Melnick is not here again. He had to go to a Vancouver Canucks alumni golf tournament.
Hello.
So obviously the Canucks are a lot more important to him than the Rangers are.
Do my show.
James Patrick is going to be about 5 minutes late, and Ron is doing a little business there.
Yeah, that was my sister.
Put your face on the screen. People want to see you.
Well, I wanted you. Mel said to me to get off the screen for a while, so you'd be just like when you're having dinner on Sundays.
All by myself?
Yeah,
that's all right. I talked to myself then too.
Yeah.
How's everything? How did everything go with your mother on Saturday?
It was very nice. We went up to Goodsall. Saturday morning flew up and saw a bunch of my cousins and everything else, and it was really nice to see them all. And my son was. We landed in Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan, which is about 40 or 50 miles from Goodsall. And then the GM dealer there gave us 2 brand new Tahoes for the families to get up there, right? So me and my son drove in one, and we're driving on these back roads of gravel, and then there's a pavement. He's going like, there's no houses. Like, oh, this is a farmland. There's like no, like, everybody has like 160 acres if they're living on one place or more or whatever. Yeah. And he really liked it. Like, he liked talking to all his relatives,
yeah. He's a real gentleman. He's a gentleman too. He's
oh my God. Oh yeah. And everybody's going, oh, he's so much better looking than you. I go, don't insult the kid.
Yeah, really, it's not a lot to
better looking.
Not a real high standard there, yeah.
Jesus, that wasn't like that. Yeah, you're not giving him much credit. But anyway, no, it was really it was a good send off for my mom, and it was a sad day, but like it's 98 years,
Pretty good.
3/4 years, what do you want to call it? 2/3.
Yeah.
But it was her nephews or her grandsons got up and made a little speech about her and all that stuff, and
good.
Her other nephew got up and sang, and then I could hear her tapping on inside the coffin in the church, but she liked it.
Did you get up and speak?
No. That's not really direct family members don't do that.
Oh.
So when you die, I can get up and talk about you.
Yeah. Would you? Yeah, we don't want any fancy though. So I've talked about this. I just don't want to get burnt. Just put me in a coffee can. Get big bottles of tequila. Maybe some healthy food, not McDonald's.
Well, you know what I'm going to do, Tom, is I'll end up living around New York probably the rest of my life, right?
Right.
Well, however long that goes still. Not if it happens tomorrow, I'm not sad because I've had a great life, and I just want to hang around now. After I had all this crap done to me, I want to hang around my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told my son that the deal is, when I do go, don't tell anybody.
We're gonna kind of wonder, like Weekend at Bernie's kind of thing, or what?
Well, no, just burn me up. What do we call that? Cremate me.
Yeah, cremate you. Yeah.
Take me to the garden. Dump me on top of the garden somewhere.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. And then I want to do that. And whatever, the wind blows it away anyway. It's like a dust.
Right.
So it's just an imaginary place to be buried, right?
Yeah.
And then every time my kids go to New York, they can always go see me.
There you go. I like it. So I won't know. Not going to tell anybody that you're dead though. Like I won't know.
No, I don't want to do that because then there's a bunch of pensions I don't keep getting.
All right. So if I don't see you for a while, should I just assume then that that's it? It's over?
Yeah. If you don't look, well, if you don't have any visual contact with me, because I explained to my son, you keep all the telephone going, all that, so you send texts out like I'm still alive.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right. All right.
I'm not, whatever. It's like, it doesn't matter. Some of that stuff, who cares? Doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
But no, it was Saturday was Saturday was a really I hadn't been home back in my hometown in 17 years, and
Right.
but my son really enjoyed it, and I met a lot of his cousins that he never. We're gonna go back up there next summer.
Oh, good.
Yeah, there's I want them to go fishing on the lake where I grew up. It's great.
Right.
I used to catch all the big fish. That's why they made me move away.
So it is.
Yeah. It wasn't because I was playing hockey. That was just a fake thing.
Were you a good fisherman? Did you fish a lot?
Oh, I was like, I love fishing. Fishing was I loved it. You sit out there, packs of cigarettes, a little bit of food. Of course, alcohol came into play.
No, sure. Yeah. Can't fish without drinking.
Well, how can you do that? I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
You got to get the fish drunk. You got to get the fish drunk. That's why.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, Mel is busy. He's at a Vancouver Canucks alumni golf tournament. He played for Vancouver about 15 minutes. But hold on, Doug DeVito, good point. Good point, Dougie. Yeah. Now who? And James is trying to get on here, but he's technically challenged right now, so he'll be on here in a few minutes. So we're just talking about. We had a great day for Ron's mother, saying goodbye to her, and Ron's plans when he passes. He's going to spread his ashes on top of Madison Square Garden. What are you going to have any kind of a party or anything like that? The kids
Just family. Just family.
Just so I can't go to a party.
Or you can come if you want to come. You can come. We'll probably still be living across from each other by that time. So, no, I don't want the whole. I don't want the whole church thing and all that stuff.
Well, you know what? I agree with you on the church thing. Though it was said to me, actually, Kevin Allen, who I do the show with, who you would criticize our hairstyles all the time, he did say that his father-in-law was passing away. He didn't want to have any kind of a ceremony, and his wife said, well, it's not for you, it's for us, so we can say goodbye to you. So just that.
Yeah. Well, say goodbye.
Well, hold on. There he is. Look at him.
Oh, my God.
He said, if I'm going to come on, I want to have my own row. I want to be on the bottom. Jeep, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Just real hectic, but glad I can join you guys.
Yeah, good. So Mel's not here. He's at a Vancouver Canuck alumni golf tournament. He played for Vancouver for about 15 minutes.
I thought it was 12. I thought it was
12 minutes. So we're talking. We were just talking about Ron saying goodbye to his mother on Saturday, and what our plans are when we die. So what are you going to do when you die, Chief? What have you instructed your family to do with you?
I haven't given it much thought, but I know I just want to be cremated, and there's nothing fussy, no big funeral.
Right.
It's probably what I would.
It's pretty much the same thing.
That's what I think now, but I don't.
Yeah.
That's what we said. We all said the same thing then. Pretty much, we don't have a big deal. Just cremate us, and maybe it's going to become more about this conversation. But
Yeah.
so I was in the city on Saturday. We had to go in for a ceremony at breakfast. Then I was in again yesterday for some business, and city's getting back to. Seems to be a lot of homeless people, more homeless people, but city's getting back going again. It seems like, but so
How was that breakfast?
it was very good. It was it was 20 years. Obviously, they had the second most. I thought it was the first most. Second most people were killed on 9/11. There's 13 killed. I think there's like 2 or 3 more after the fact because of cancer or whatever it was that they contracted from being down there. But it was interesting because they were talking about how it was right at the end of the shift for one group, and the other group firefighters was coming in. And the guys that could have gone home didn't. They stayed and went down and fought. And it was way up on 8th Avenue and 49th Street, I think was where the firehouse was. So obviously they had to go all the way downtown to the fire. So it was. I stood by one of the mothers that had lost her son during the ceremony. Really nice. She seemed to be very it's more like instead of being sad, it was more talking about how proud they were of the fact that they went and risked a lot. Everybody else was running away from the danger, and those guys ran to it.
Yeah, that fire hall was up by where the old Madison Square Garden was.
Oh, is that right? Oh, wow.
Did either of you guys read the story of that Rob Sameta, who was a first rounder by Boston?
No.
Incredible story that he, I never knew this. I remember the name. I think a first rounder, late 90s.
Yeah.
Played a bit in Boston, then got traded to Toronto and played. He played NHL games. He got into the financial business. He moved down to Florida and was starting his own financial firm, and came to New York to do some training, and was in the World Trade Center at they had to be there at 8 a.m. And the building they were in got hit. There was the second building, and it was a real interesting read. And they made it to the stairway. They originally were told to stay in their offices, and then they made it to the stairwell, and they were able to get out.
Oh.
But in his story, he talks about while they were going out, all the firefighters and were coming in and going the other way up the stairwell, and that just it hits home even more when you think about it. And he when he got outside on the ground, he saw plane parts like that. He saw a piece of plane on the that they were trying to get away from, and then it was all mass panic that we've seen. So,
and if it would have been a few years earlier than that, I was in a lawsuit with the Lehman Brothers, and I went there in August, September, and October. Every day for 3 months, I went to court. Not to court. Well, I met the lawyers at 7:00 in the morning for breakfast at Windows of the World. Then went down. We went into we're down. It was right in that area right there. We'd meet there and then go down and go into the courtroom and all that stuff. And it was in those buildings, and we were there every day. So that would have been we started 10 o'clock. So I'd have been sitting there. I'd have been holy God. I just feel I didn't even put anything on for my mom on 9/11 because I just didn't because of 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
She was buried on 9/11, and I remember there was a lot of people that I knew that were in those buildings, and it's just the firefighters and the police officers and everybody else that ran up there. I mean, how brave you have to be. I mean, I'm sure they didn't know the buildings were going to collapse. Nobody did at the start, but when the first one came down, I mean, those are big buildings. You could see from one building to the next, and it must have been this day. They're all heroes. I mean, I don't care what.
Yep, definitely. I agree.
Real heroes. Those are real heroes.
Isn't that true? We look at athletes, and we were athletes. And listen, we had to work hard to get to where we're, all that kind of stuff and their thing. But compared to those people, military people, firefighters, police, definitely. James, how's the team looking?
I mean, I want to keep an even keel here. I think really good. I mean, we have so much depth compared to any other year I've been here. So it's pretty exciting to watch, in the preseason games. Since we had last week's show, we played Regina home and away. And the first game we dressed mostly young kids. Second game we dressed more of our main guys. And I think we outshot them 45-20. And it went to overtime. Their goalie was good, but pretty exciting to see. This Savoy kid is ranked number 2 in next summer's draft. He is so explosive. He is so high end. And then our other kid who's ranked 4th or 5th is Connor Geeky, is a 6'5", 205-pounder right now at 17. And he's going to be, I think he can be a dominant NHL center. Big. I mean, this kid he can play. He is tough. He has every tool.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, those two guys kind of, they're 17, but they are pretty exciting. And then, Lambos is going to be a top ND, but our depth, we're going to make some decisions here in the next week because we just don't have enough ice for everyone to go around. But I think we can be really good. I think we can beat or play anyone in our, in the WHL, and we'll see how much better we get as year goes on. That's going to be the big thing. How much better can the coach make the team and push them to the next level?
Yeah. Well, I think the coaching is pretty good there, G.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is a love fest or what? So James,
there's pressure on us now.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Gerard Gallant, not just because he's a Ranger coach now, but when he coached Vegas. And one of the things I hear him talk about is that if you're working hard and you make mistakes, listen, you're not going to get benched because you make a mistake. Because the theory is, guys get afraid to try anything because they make mistakes. Are you like that with the players?
I think so. I mean, from day one, my biggest thing is compete, battle, work ethic, and that's been. I mean, we do. Looking at this year, we've talked about there's way higher expectations. There's more pressure on us, and what I've said to the team, I don't care about that. It's the process that we're going to focus on. Every day coming to get better. Every day coming to the rink trying to get better, and I think that has been my message from day one here, because earlier we were rebuilding. We had a development team, and so we were making mistakes, and it was going to happen. And so that's basically what I've said. I've said, if we're going to go out and work our hardest and compete, I'll live with that every day. And you just
Especially
get that message across.
Yeah, especially the kids that age, right? Yeah. It's a guaranteed factor to make mistakes. Yeah. But speaking of making mistakes, Ron, I love you like a brother, right? Gresh, you understand that?
Gresh? And what's the point?
So I got on you a little bit last week because you ate McDonald's.
Oh, did I?
Yeah. So has that?
See, Tom, that's one good thing about losing your memory a little bit. I don't remember that.
Okay.
No, I remember you getting on me, but I don't remember eating McDonald's.
You don't remember how good it tasted, Gresh?
Well, I'm going to know tomorrow night.
No, come on, you can't do that.
What?
You can't have more McDonald's. What I'm getting at here, what has your diet been like?
My diet's good.
Okay, Tommy, what if he has one cheat day like a month or every 3 weeks?
Well, yeah, you can do it. Yeah, obviously, yes. A lot of people do that once a week.
I had baby back ribs last night for dinner, and I had mushrooms.
That's not bad. That's good.
And coleslaw.
I guess and that's a good point. So for me, the biggest thing is I didn't understand before what foods did to your body, good and bad ways, right? So now I think I've educated myself more. So when I see our good friend here eating a cheeseburger and fries after having open heart surgery, I'm like, might as well just shoot that right into your veins. So
I am with you 100%. You guys, you remember another thing when we started? Yeah. I think my first 2 years. So maybe Gresh played forever, but Tommy had played when I started. You'd played at least 5 years in the league.
Yeah.
So I just know my first 2 years we went and got our own pregame meals.
Yeah.
I actually remember ordering cheeseburger and fries a couple times.
Yeah.
You would usually order like spaghetti and chicken or something like that. It's on your own.
Well, and Tommy didn't order. Tommy ordered Jack Daniels and fries.
that was the night before.
No, that was like sitting on the dresser between our beds.
My thinking was, I'm an athlete. I can eat anything. I'm going to burn it off.
Yeah.
And it took me a good 8 years. And then I learned, from the help of my ex-wife, and then started seeing naturopaths. But no, the food you put in your body is what runs your body.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I mean, if fighting illness and fighting health issues, one thing you can control is the food you put in your body. Like sometimes it's tough. The electromagnetic fields are around you, bad air, like from smog and pollution are around you, that they will affect you. And sometimes you have no choice of those, but you can determine what you're putting into your body.
Yeah.
And so it took me a long time to learn it, but boy, did it make a difference in how I felt and the energy I had.
Yeah.
That more than anything helped me play longer.
Totally. Well, you always took pretty good care of yourself compared to the rest of us, and we learn. But you're right, though. I agree. And what's left behind in your body after eating those bad foods, too, right? Or what foods get burned up more quickly? Mm-hmm. So, please, Ron, please, no more cheeseburgers.
That wasn't a cheeseburger, Tom.
What'd you have?
I had a Big Mac. It was a Big Mac.
Right. So they went in, I believe I'm correct in this, they went in and cleaned out your arteries and all that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you that cheeseburger or Big Mac that you call it?
Well, as of this moment,
right,
I'm probably going to live longer than you.
That's true. I'm not talking about that. I could die tomorrow. There's no question.
You got some great genes there, Gresh. I know that.
Well, yeah. And so my mother also had this done to her. She was 84.
Right. It's just that, that Big Mac, if you blend that all up in a blender, put it in a syringe, they just shoot it right into your veins. You watch it clog up your veins.
Can you do that?
Well, I don't think you technically, I guess you could, but you might as well just shoot it right in there. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you, are milkshakes bad for you?
Well, there's a lot of fat.
It's a yes or no question. It's not like
they're bad. Yes, I would say they're bad. I'd rather you not drink a milkshake.
Oh, then okay.
There's some protein in that.
Yeah, it's not. Good, but I was given a yes or no option, so
okay, yeah.
I wanted to know.
No, because you'll go on for 15 minutes, Jeep. It's milk. That's sugar.
No. Yeah, so milk. James is right. There is some protein in that, but it's a little fattening, but no problem.
Jeep, I'm getting to like your city.
Oh yeah, you're discovering some new places and what restaurants or what? Where are you?
Well, just everything. It's like just my son just drives, like he just left for school, right? He's got school today. He's got what time is it? He's going to work out first, then he's going to class. Then he has to be home by 6 because he's got a online thing from 6 to 9 tonight, right? So then tomorrow, me and him are going to go to the casino all day and try to win the jackpot. It's 100 and some thousand.
Okay, weather's been great since you've been here.
Yeah,
like it's been every day. Like today, it's actually raining here, but up till now, it's been.
How are the mosquitoes? How are the mosquitoes out there?
They're gone by mid-August.
Oh, okay.
It's really nice. I mean, I like this. I like this. I'm staying here for a while yet because I want to hang out with my sister for a while but she's leaving tomorrow for Vegas, and then for a week, but I'll be with my brother-in-law who I've been friends with since I'm 15. I don't know how he puts up with me, but he does.
Ron, you look great today. So handsome. I too have to change my fat intake. Oh, God.
Big Macs are not fat intake.
Hey, Tommy, I will say this. I like watching your other podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a little tougher these last 2 weeks with just being so busy at the rink or here for longer days. So I miss your hockey talk.
Yeah, Kevin had so he's got all the grandkids and everything, and both the grandkids. So one was with him, and his wife had gone to Chicago with the other grandkid. Both had didn't get COVID, but had to be quarantined because somebody at school had it. So he couldn't get away.
Yeah. So
he couldn't go online because he was quarantined.
Say that again.
he couldn't go online with you because he's quarantined.
Well, he's with his grandson.
I thought maybe he was out looking for a new barber.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. No, he was being a grandfather. He couldn't get away. So
I like him. I like that guy. I like him.
He's gotten funnier, right? His personality's coming out. Yeah,
it is coming out. You got him. Tom, you do that to people, okay? But
bring the personality.
No, you bring them out. And
because Tom can cover the serious side just with a dash of sarcasm at the end of it.
Exactly, Jeep.
A dash. I do have to be careful of that. That was good. That was good, Jeep. That was good.
Yeah, I like that.
It's funny how you don't know. Like, if you had said that to me back when we played, I didn't realize that's the way I was. Now I realize much more. I guess you can watch yourself in these shows and everything. So, yeah.
Oh, hey, Jeep. When he first got there, mouse.
Yeah, that would be hard to believe for me.
Well, you know why? Because I watched you guys initiate Chris Katsopoulos, and I was told to never speak the rest of the year. So I said, I'm not getting that done to me. So, oh man, that was something.
Yeah, but then after that, the guy never shut up.
When I got traded to LA, there's sometimes on the bus, especially if you're hungover the next morning, they go to, can you please shut up?
They didn't know you yet, Tommy.
Yeah.
I bet you your first few days there.
Oh yeah, it was terrible. Yeah.
Do you remember a bar in the city? It was on 49th and First that we went in for a cocktail menu, and then we were having a tequila and the worm in that.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that was quite a night. That was.
Jeep. I go to the bathroom. I come back out. Tom's gone.
You're on your
Oh, we went after that worm. Oh,
And so I sit back down like I was hallucinating with this. We ate the worm, right? Oh my God. But Tom didn't go very far. It's up the street a little.
yeah. Thank God we had a place to stay.
Okay, so Tom, you sat at the back of the bus,
Yes.
back of the plane, and so you went to LA, back of the bus, back of the plane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what happened when 99 got there?
He didn't go to the back of the bus. I stayed at the back of the bus. He came near the back. It's funny. It's a great question because I remember in training camp, of course, we had beer at the bus all the time. It was after a game. I was sitting in the back of the bus, and he got on and grabbed a six-pack and came and was walking back towards me. And we knew each other, but we never sat down and had a conversation really that much. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, God, I'm going to get traded, because, it's Wayne. But he sat down, and he was fantastic. He was talking about we played junior B against each other. So I was like 16 or 17. He's 2 or 3 years younger. And we tried to kill him all the time. But what was amazing about him, he remembered everybody on my team. And I didn't remember the guys that he remembered from my team. He was incredible that way. He was pretty good. I did try to get him. I tied his socks together, his hockey socks at the bottom. So when he tried to step in, and they must have told him it was me. I was out in the ice skating. And he's pretty funny. He goes, 10 years pro. So he was good though. So you played with him where, like in the
just in Canada Cups, two Canada Cups, and then he was super nice to me.
Yeah,
that's all I can say. Like he was, because he was his status was so high. This was 84 and 87, but for someone who where he was in our sport at that time and in Canada, which must have been hard, but he was. I just remember him always asking me if I wanted to ride to the rink or if I had a ride. And a lot of guys had their own cars. Like camp was in Montreal, and then we went to Banff and then Edmonton. And so there was a bus available, but a lot of guys had cars. A lot of guys rented cars, and he had a car in all three cities. And
he was a good guy that way. He was really a great, surprisingly how good of a teammate he was. I mean, he just like a regular guy,
yeah. Everybody owes him a lot.
Yeah. Would Tom have scored more goals with a composite stick versus Dan? That's very nice of you to ask the question, but the stick wouldn't have made a difference.
He would have less goals because he couldn't raise the puck, and the pads are down now. How many?
I don't know.
How many of your pucks went off the ice when you scored?
I don't know. It was a blur. It was a blur. I tried using those sticks, those new sticks now, and I can't do it. It's like I have to use the old wooden. I've got an old wooden stick I use when I do stuff.
I still feel I got more touch. Feel for the puck with the wood stick.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Tom does too.
Gee, I was laughing the other day because you had mentioned it a couple of shows ago. You watched one of our old games. And it was amazing how we thought we were so much better. The game came on YouTube the other day. I was watching. It's like, how many times did I turn over the puck? It's like, holy Jesus.
I cringe at some of the mistakes I made or the wrong side, getting on the wrong side of the puck. And we forget about those things as we get older.
Yeah, you forget about the bad stuff. Yeah. Gresh didn't make any mistakes. He was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, no, none. Yeah, that's why it was minus. That was bad. But anyway, back to Mel.
Hold on. Sorry, Gresh. Ask James if his team has a bad game. Does he make his captains do wind sprints? Oh, yeah, like Gresh. That's right.
Our team, they get punished or they get skated hard at times. I wouldn't even say. Do
you use skating as punishment?
Nah, seldom. No.
Yeah.
But if it was, I probably have in the 5 years once or twice. I use it more. We have a break in the schedule, and it's a day to work. We're going to get some conditioning in, especially now this month leading up to the season. Like we've had some tough, decent practice. Tomorrow we're doing nothing but skills. I might not even go on. Just let the assistant coach just run 50 minutes of skills and let them play a fun game.
Oh, good.
And then next week we'll get back to serious business.
What day is opening day?
October 1st. So we have a scrimmage tomorrow with the University of Manitoba. Then we play Brandon Thursday, Saturday of next week, exhibition games. The following Friday, Saturday is when our league starts.
What the hell?
Where'd you go, Greg?
I don't know. I must have
We
pushed.
lost you. We lost you. Gresh, did you want to talk about Mel?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
we can hear you. We can hear you fine.
I don't know what is this? What happened to me here?
You may have turned your camera off or something. I'm not sure what you did. You look good though.
That's the best I've looked in a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, like Mel going with Vancouver
I know.
Vancouver Canucks.
I know. It's like he's got every excuse in the world. You know what I think it is? It's one of those things it's like he feels like the show is so much better when he's on it. So it's like he wants us to be begging him to come back kind of thing, right?
Could be a little of that. I just think, he was really committed. I just think his commitment's waning. A little disappointing.
And especially because he was kind of begging to come on the show at the start. Like he was kind of whining that he wasn't on. And so I felt like, okay, as a favor, we'll let him on. And then he was good. And then, oh, there's what it is. Maybe he's looking for money. Maybe he wants to get paid. Gresh, we can see you now.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, yeah. Listen to me. Maybe Mel should send some letters to us and try to get back on the show.
Yeah.
The Canucks. Did they make the playoffs last year?
Last year they did not. No. Year before they did. They had a little run the year before.
Right.
Right.
Let's see. They've been like 51 years now in the league. 52.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. And did they ever win the Stanley Cup? Oh no, Rangers beat them. Oh, okay, Mel.
Boston,
Right too.
Boston beat him as well.
Boston beat them too. And
James, how far did you ever get in the playoffs? How close did you get to win it?
Finals against Dallas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Lost in triple overtime of Game 6.
I remember that. That was when the foot was in the crease.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Ooh, I remember Lindy Ruff was not too happy about that. Didn't Gary Bettman go to shake his hand one time or something and Lindy walked away from him? Was there something going on?
Might have happened. I know at the end of the game he was yelling at him.
Oh, is that right? Oh.
Yeah. He went into triple overtime where as a player, your mentality was get on, get your shift, and get off and like ready for your, rest till your next shift because obviously you're so exhausted. So I remember sitting on the bench and they scored. I didn't know his foot was in the crease. My, heart was broken because we lost. That was my initial reaction. My take on it is that if that goal was in any other year, it would have been a goal. So I would have accepted it. I accepted it. And sitting there, they scored, they celebrated. I thought we lost. But then some guys started arguing about the foot in the crease. And I will say this, that whole year, if you scored with your foot in the crease, that goal was disallowed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's true.
There were other goals scored that year in the playoffs that were disallowed because a foot was in the crease.
Right.
So it just so happened that this was the Stanley Cup winning goal and that the Zamboni doors were open and that Stanley Cup was out there within a minute.
Imagine that if they'd reversed it, right? So they got to get all that off the ice, start again. Wow.
But
it should have been reversed. That year, that's how it was.
Yeah.
And the NHL screwed up. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
It was like I still don't. I believe that the best 16 teams should be in the playoffs. Okay, whatever. Like Montreal last year gets in, goes to the finals, and technically they're not even in the top 16 teams.
yeah, I hate the playoff format now. The way that works.
Why is that, Greg? Why?
Well, just because exactly what Gresh says, it's so teams from each division. Like you can be one of the worst teams in your conference,
Right.
but if you win your division, you automatically get the second seed.
Yeah.
And I don't like that the seeding, and then I don't like some teams with more points. I would be all up for a play-in.
Right. I do like during the regular season where you play teams in your own division more, right? You get more rivalries.
I like that.
But then if you're going to do that, then you really just can't have 1 through 16, right? Because then
it's not a balanced schedule. But
yeah,
I mean, it used to be like that, and you still played more teams in the East.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in 80.
My first year, they had 1 through 16.
80, 81, we played one in 16.
Yeah.
You guys played LA, obviously, one of those years. And
Yeah, LA. We played LA, then we played St. Louis. sooner or
Yeah.
later, because of the
So,
travel.
So I guess you could play more games against your old division.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we
It is-
did that.
it
We
is
did
what it
that in
is.
'79. We did that in '79. We played 8 games against Philly, 8 games against the Islanders, and 8 games against Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then we still end up playing LA in the first round.
Yeah.
So, but I do think now with more teams added,
Yeah.
I would like to have a plan, like
Yeah.
maybe the 8th and 9th team in each
Right.
in each side. I just think that it would add great
Yeah.
drama. It's it's so close, and I think there's some teams that they actually have pretty good years and they miss the playoffs. Now, I don't think it's lowering the standard. Even if you do a 1-game plan, or I don't know, can you do a quick 2 out of 3, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Playoffs start Thursday.
Because usually those 8 to 9 teams are pretty close to the standings, right?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
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 Listen to me. I would like. Didn't they have that in the NBA this year or something?
They might in their bubble, like they had.
They had. I think they had. Some of the teams played like 7 played 8 or whatever it was, or
I think you're right, Gresh. Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that, and it was pretty interesting.
Well, same thing with the 2 years ago in the bubble with the NHL, right? They had that play in there when they shortened the season. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
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 No, I like that.
But
Ooh, that would be. Imagine the intensity of those games. Ooh, that'd be good.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting. I think the Rangers are going to be pretty good this year. They got some toughness now, so all these other guys can play a little more and not worry about getting run over or whatever.
I think it'd be real interesting. I think it's some, when you read about the experts, it's either one end or the other.
Yeah.
Some guys are saying they don't like anything the Rangers did, and other guys are saying the same thing as you, Gresh.
Really,
Well, the
some
guys
people
that
say.
think they did nothing, that there was nothing that was good. The guys that say that Drury did nothing, that like whatever those guys were, those guys are freaking idiots.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about they added size, they added a little bit of toughness, which they didn't have, and now they have, which is good. I
agree with you. And plus, all those young kids going to be another year older too, another year of experience. Yeah. Hedel and Lafreniere.
I mean, you got guys. I mean, not that it's a goon game like it was, 30, 40 years ago, but you got these guys seeing what happened to Panarin, and you got to go play Washington again, and everybody's going like, oh, but now it'd be a little different with these other guys in there. I think they'll make that first game could be really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not saying something's going to happen.
Well, Reeves is, obviously going to go after. He has to go after Wilson, and Wilson can't run away. He's got to fight him. So I would assume there's going to be at least that one. So, bit of hard, but you want him to just play hard too, right? I mean, you don't want him to get pushed around.
I think that's the thing. It gives him more compete, a little harder on the puck, harder on finishing on the body.
Yeah,
and that runs throughout the lineup. When you get guys. I like that Sammy Blaze. Some of those type of guys.
Yeah. So Blaze is a good example. He'll initiate the physical play instead of reacting to it, right?
Yeah. And you got, Kreider's as strong as a horse too.
Oh yes, man. I think he's gonna look back at his career. Like, if he doesn't like this, he could do so much more. He's a good player. I like him as he is, but he could just do so much more in all areas of the ice. And he's apparently he's a tremendous work ethic, a real good leader and everything. You just want him to just do a little bit more, right?
You get more engaged in the game.
Yeah.
Emotionally engaged. Just a little bit. And I'm just using him as an example because we talk about a lot of our players that way.
Right.
Or, like some I know, like when I've tried to help out my nephew, and I've talked to a few different coaches who coach against him, and they, like when I talked to Lindy, who was coaching Jersey last year, they played Philly 8 times. He said, I don't even know if he played he dressed every game. I didn't notice him. He was not emotionally engaged. He wasn't physically involved. Like he was as perimeter a player as can be.
Yeah.
And then I know guys in my team can get like that. You have to be emotionally involved in the game. You have to try and battle with the guy you're against, or at least like like not like him, like compete, like
Yeah.
you know that your emotions have to be involved. I think with Kreider, just a little more of that would make him.
Your nephew, is he a confident kid?
That's a great one. He can be real arrogant,
Oh,
but I think when things don't go his way, man, that insecurity comes in.
I know.
And I think so I do think that's part of his makeup.
That's the thing experience does for a lot of guys too, right? Is understanding that, listen, there's a guaranteed fact you're going to make mistakes. It's going to go bad for you. And what do you do about it after that, right? And when you first start doing that when you're a young kid, you're like, oh my God, is this getting my career? What's going to happen now? Once you played for a while, you realize, listen, I'm not happy I made the mistake, but it's time to get up and get going. I mean, Gresh didn't make mistakes. But.
Well, I used to see Tom on the ice after practice stick handling every day. Saying scoring up the pucks.
Oh God.
No, Tom, you were. Do you remember that rush you made in Toronto when you ran over that Picard?
Well, we'll call it a rush. Yeah. It's a rush to not. It was a rush to try to forget the night before when I shot the puck in my own net. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that didn't count. You would have had one more goal.
I do remember that though. I was thinking to myself because there was those two back-to-back games: Boston first night and then Toronto the second night. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to the Toronto game. I just shot the puck in my own net the night before, and then Picard butt ends me right in front of my bench, and it's like a flash. I'm thinking I cannot let this happen. I didn't give him a chance. I just stood up, and just suckered him with the left, and he went down and out. They told me I made the team after the game. So
yeah,
my poor mother, she was mortified.
And she was there a lot, eh?
Yeah, that was my hometown. Yeah.
Was that her first time seeing you fight? Did you have to fight in Junior B? Was she ever at a game or Junior A before you went to college? Or?
Junior B, yeah, and I'd fought a couple times in college too. Got thrown out.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
So she'd seen me fight before, yeah. But I think it was this proud moment that back in hometown, made the National Hockey League, and I guess the next day in the paper too was all like, local boy should be suspended for sucker punch and all that stuff. So my dad loved it, obviously, but
yeah, but they didn't see the part where he butt ended you.
Yeah, they didn't talk about that, and it wasn't really that bad of a butt end. It's just that,
it looked really bad. I mean, that could have been like you could have been kidless.
Maybe that's why I ruptured my spleen.
That's it. That was the start of it.
I think so. I think it was that, and running into the door, going to the bathroom at nighttime.
Yeah, that one of the two. Gresh, when you were talking about Tommy stick handling after practice, I just got this flashback of the rink in Rye with the sunlight pouring through the window onto the rink.
Yeah.
When we had practice.
It was like a halo for him.
It was incredible. Like just see the sun coming in over the ice. Yeah, and I just see Tommy working on a stick handling by the blue line.
Just like a smooth thing. There's music playing, right? And it's like, just gliding around the ice. Yeah, a movie. Like a movie.
Yeah, that's right.
You look like DB Sweeney in The Cutting Edge.
Or what's the other one in Mystery Alaska? Was it Russell Crowe the way he skated too?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was funny. You watch those guys in that Alaska movie. They would show them a little bit, and they would show like their legs and all that. Their legs were straight as like a board.
That's a good thing they did in Miracle, right? Where they got guys that could really play, so it looked realistic. That was good.
Oh,
that movie Goon.
Yeah.
That what I love that they did, like most of the guys could skate, except the Goon. He could barely skate. Like he was an ankle skater, but they didn't have someone dub in his skating.
Yeah.
Which I think was part of, they decided to have a fighter who could only fight.
Right.
But couldn't skate. Yeah.
He does. What's his name? The guy that plays the Goon, Liev Schreiber. Is it Liev Schreiber?
Liev Schreiber played the old Goon, who I thought was fantastic.
Yes, that's right.
That Sean William Scott.
Yeah. That's right. That Liev Schreiber, he did a lot of the voice for like the NHL films too. That he does a lot of that stuff.
Well, he did, eh? But
they had a lot of those guys played in Philly.
Yeah.
What's that?
A lot of those guys played in Philly that couldn't skate.
Remember the open practices? Gloria mentioned the open practice there. We used to have open practice Rye all the time.
Oh yeah.
So they did. So normally the practices were closed off to the fans, and then they'd have certain practices where they'd have them open. I think the coaches hated them though too, right? Because nothing got done. It was,
Yeah, that was,
What, James? Are you a Western fan? Like, what kind of movies you like watching?
I can't stand sci-fi movies or Hollywood blockbuster, like something the 8th or the 10th one, like even like Mission Impossible 9. They get so carried away. I
Right.
just like realistic movies. I love westerns. I love old westerns.
Nice.
I love even some of the new ones. And if they,
You a John Wayne fan? You watch John Wayne?
Oh yeah, watch some of those.
You know that I've never watched one of the Mission Impossible ones.
Never.
I maybe watched.
And I've never watched Star Wars.
Really? How about the Fast and Furious? How many Fast and Furious movies? They've had a lot of them.
There's
I
11.
haven't watched those either. I like stuff like where there's like drama movies where there's like suspicion who killed this and who did that and how you figured how they fit. Like Columbo. Like I like Columbo.
I love
Oh, Diane, hold on, Diane. Unbelievable call by you, The Searchers. That's one of the greatest. John Wayne, The Searchers.
It is a great movie.
Oh, well, okay. What does he say several times the same line in the movie? That'll be the day. That'll be. So somebody questions like he'll quit or something like that. He goes, that'll be the day.
Can you see on where it says True Grit Life there by Tom?
Yeah.
True Grit.
Did you like that? That was one of the ones I don't know if I was crazy about with
No,
John.
it wasn't one of the best movies he made.
Right.
But it was still John Wayne.
It is.
How about? Did you see the Cowboys?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Ron Howard.
Oh yes.
Is that the one he died in?
Yes, he died in the Cowboys. He died in. He was JB Book's The Shootist. He died in The Shootist as well.
But I remember the Cowboys because that's the one I think he died at very, very first time ever.
Could have been the first time he died.
He was a gunslinger, man. He was just too fast.
Yeah. Oh, classic. But he had the lines too, like he had the code that he lived by. At the start of The Shootist, he talked about the code he lived by and everything. Oh man.
Yeah. Like Clint Eastwood had some good cowboy movies.
Oh.
And then you had Make My Day, Clint. That's kind
of. He did die in The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance as well.
Oh, did he?
Yes. Because remember at the end, Jimmy Stewart and his wife came back to say goodbye to him. He was in the. I don't think he died. Didn't get shot. I think he died of something else. But yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember the TV
song
show
with that too? Isn't there?
What's that, Jim?
Is there a song with that movie?
Yeah, The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. Yeah.
An old country song.
Oh, he died in the Alamo as well. That's right. Good call.
What?
Yeah, in the Alamo, they all died. Yeah. Well,
I don't remember that version.
I thought he only died in a couple. God, I'm getting.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. It's funny too. Like, if you really, I don't think he was really great in an actor. It's just that he had this whole the John Wayne thing, right?
The presence is incredible. And even now, I think I appreciate it more now. I didn't get it when I was younger.
Yeah.
Well, he's like Johnny Cash,
Yeah.
Well, Johnny Cash was a singer, I think.
Well, that's what I mean. He was an actor too.
Just kidding.
Tom?
What's that? So, Gresh, you ever cry at movies, Ron? I can see you probably do. Come on, tell the truth. Nobody's listening. Do you ever cry at movies?
Movies, no. Songs, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some songs.
Did you ever see the old movie, really old movie, Old Yeller?
Oh.
With the dog? Oh,
yeah.
I cried at that movie.
Do you know that Goodsell had a little movie theater, and they used to bring that up there, and it was, oh my God, what was the guy's name? They had a couple movies. They had, one was a Western, and Old Yeller. It was shown every week.
Oh yeah, good call by Jordan. Yeah, that was good.
It was 25 cents.
I was just gonna say, I'm like 13 years old, and me and my two buddies are at home, and that movie Brian's song comes on.
Oh.
And at the end of it, we're all three of us are crying, but not trying to hide it from our friends.
But I watched it recently again, and it just wasn't as good for some reason.
I saw a bit of it too, like in the last year or so.
But I'm with you when it first came on, based on a true story and everything. Oh man, it was terrible.
Yeah,
I think it depends on the mood you're in, and also with your family and your kids. You think about being in one of those situations where
this one was a tearjerker right there. The Champ. Oh. Didn't you know the kid that was in that movie, Gresh?
Ricky Schroeder.
Ricky Schroeder, yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
oh, the champ. That was a real. Oh, that was terrible. That's kids started crying. That was good acting there. Oh,
Tom, what was that actor's name that came on the ice with us and skated? Were you there back in 1980?
I can't remember, Gresh.
It was like MacGyver, the guy that did MacGyver.
Oh, yeah.
Anderson, I think his name was, or something.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
He came on the ice and skated with us, and he had the straight legs too.
Yeah. It is funny why somebody that's skating for. That's funny.
I used to go skate with these guys, Vince Spano and all these guys up in Danbury, not Danbury.
Richard Dean Anderson was his name.
Richard
He
Dean
came for
Anderson.
warm-up.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He's in warm up. I forgot about warm
He
up.
couldn't skate very well.
I forgot about the warm up. That's
Yeah,
right.
he came out with us in warm up.
Was Herb coaching then?
No,
No.
Oh,
Yeah, he
yeah.
was.
Herb.
I don't think so. I don't.
Yeah, 'cause Herb wouldn't allow that.
No, I don't think that.
Yeah.
Hey,
But anyway,
Gresh,
yeah.
you just mentioned Danbury. Have you guys heard or seen this documentary on this Danbury hockey team?
Somebody was telling me about that. Like it's kind of the mob kind of thing or
I
whatever.
watched it last night.
Oh,
It was, wow, what a wild,
Was-
incredible story.
it's a true story, right?
100% true story. A guy tied to the mob who he was in the garbage
Garbage.
removal business
Yeah.
in that area, but he ended up buying a team for his son.
Yeah.
17-year-old son, make him president GM. And this kid went out and got every tough guy possible. He had some good players and then, heavyweights, and they had 10,000 fans a game. And so for the year, it just went incredible. And they
Right.
lost in the finals. They had a great year. And the whole time the FBI was investigating the owner.
Yeah.
And basically after the year, so right after the season, they indicted him and confiscated all his belongings or a lot of his belongings, but they
I
shut.
was thinking about. I was sorry. You know what? I was just thinking about this. I coached up there. Rich Spezzano and I went up there and did it like a charity, some special game. I forgot that. That's right. Yeah. Wow.
It's a pretty
Yeah,
interesting,
I knew those
really
guys.
interesting hockey story. So
Wow.
I knew those guys in the garbage business.
yeah, I
Imagine
figured.
it.
That's a surprise.
No, but listen to me. If you want your garbage picked up, you have to know them back then.
Uh,
But yeah, was that on Netflix?
It's on Netflix, yeah, and it's Untold. I think the documentaries they have this Untold series, but
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely recommend it. I mean, the hockey got at times it sure wasn't hockey, but
Right.
actually that year they brought in Mike Rupp when the NHL shut down for good,
oh.
and Mike Rupp went. The guy kept paying the players under the table, and it was all cash that he was bringing in from other businesses. So.
Oh, before I forget, too, just real quick, I'm doing that walk for the Alzheimer's Association, October 3rd. Again, that's changed. It's at the Westchester Community College now. It's at 1:00 on the 3rd. But my fundraising is not going as well as planned. So we're going to spice things up a little bit. Our goal is to get $10,000 raised. So if we get to $7,500, the person who has put in the most money, they can come to my home on a Sunday, and I will cook for them. And then in addition to that, if we get to $10,000, we'll have another person. Then we'll have a drawing. I'll just pick a name out of a hat for all the people that put money in, and they can come to the dinner as well. So again,
Well,
we
I
got
think we should do, Tom.
to get to 7,500, and then we got to get to 10,000.
Hey, Tommy, it's something on your Facebook page where like the
Yes.
details are, so
Yeah, and I will post it again. I will keep reposting it so that people
go to
they
the
can,
Facebook page to find out where we can
yeah.
help
And
out.
then they can scan. There's a QR code. They can scan that. It'll take me right to Team Grasshoppers. So yes,
I think
Gretchen.
the first person that puts in 1,000, we'll bring him to a Ranger game.
Gresh just added that to the.
Gresh added that. First person puts in 1,000. Gresh will get them to a Ranger game. Okay, perfect. With us, is that the idea?
You get them to a Ranger game
Well,
up
they
the
can
street
come
or
with both of
somewhere,
us.
Gresh, and you'll have a fun night with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
If
Perfect.
they put in 2,000, they can bring a guest.
Okay.
Okay.
And the tickets, everything, dinner, everything will be on the house.
Okay. On that note, I got to get running.
Okay.
ahead.
So you guys have a great rest of the show, and I'll talk to you off air, but
Yeah,
okay.
but at least you show
luck.
up, Jeep. If you only show up for 5 minutes,
Yeah, well,
that's
I
5
mean,
minutes
I
more than
hope
Mel.
we get to see Mel again. I don't know what his story is.
But do we really though, or do we think to ourselves, you know what? He's too big for us. He thinks he's too much for us.
Maybe
Now.
that's it. I think he became so famous and popular from this
Yeah.
Yeah.
that maybe I don't know. He's risen
I think
above
he's
us.
playing that goofy hockey. What's it called again?
Blocky hockey.
Blocky hockey.
Okay, I'll see you guys.
Okay,
Good, see you.
Jeep. Good luck.
Oh, that's good, Gush. I like that. So, okay. So here's just to make sure we got this straight. So if we get to $7,500, the person that puts in the most amount of money will be coming over for dinner. If we get to $10,000, we'll add another person by just have a drawing and that name from a hat. The first person that puts in $1,000 gets to come to a game with Gresh and I.
Yeah.
First person that puts in
If they
3,000?
if they want to put they want to help the charity out, which is good for the charity, not for
Mhm.
we don't make any money. That's not about us. It's about the charity.
Yeah.
And if they want to put in 2,000, they can bring themselves and a guest, and we'll
Okay.
take them to a game.
Okay, good. And again, I'll post it again. It's on my Facebook page already, but I'll post it again. And then it has that QR code, so you can scan that with your phone. It takes you right to Team Grasshoppers. That's the team we'll be on. It's going to be a fun day, October 3rd at Westchester Community College. And again, the time has been changed to 1 o'clock. It's going to be a fun time. It's a great cause. Obviously, my father had dementia when he passed away. I know a lot of other people have loved ones that are suffering from that as well. So it's a fun thing to do.
And the other one other thing, the charity thing I think is great, but I just want to thank anybody that traveled from wherever to come to my mother's funeral, and to all my relatives that came that were there, and friends that I hadn't seen in a long time. It was really it was a special day. You guys all showing up. It was nice.
Yeah, pretty cool. It is the thing, right? To when somebody you love passed away, particularly your parents, you mean obviously you miss them and love them, you don't want them to go, but to see how many other people really wanted to come and pay you the respects really means a lot, right? And the same thing with my parents. So.
Yeah, and my cousins are great. Like my relatives up there, on both sides of my mom's family and my dad's family are really. It's hard to describe them. They're just such down to earth people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's nice. It's nice to see.
Yeah. It really is. It means a lot. It means a lot about the life that both your parents had. So it's how they treated people.
Yeah, and it was really you know, I hadn't seen some of those people in a long time, and it was really nice to see them. It was good.
Yeah, good deal. Good.
Yeah.
Good. And how's your daughter doing? She's got on to Syracuse. How's she doing?
She's doing good. She's on her way over to buy a new computer, so I have to come over to your house, Tom, and steal some money from you.
Good. That's fine.
Yeah. Just leave it on the counter so I don't have to look around for a card.
Yeah, you have too much money. It gets in the way. Anyways, give it away.
Yeah. No.
Although I might just win. I think I'm planning on winning Mega Millions or Powerball this coming weekend. Whew, that'd be a chunk of money there too.
How much is it?
The cash payout for both of them is roughly, I think Mega Millions is just under 300 million. I think Powerball is just over 300 million. That's the cash payment.
Oh my God! I'm not going to buy that today. That's too much. What the hell
It's too much money. It's too much money. What would we do with all that?
Yeah.
God.
I'd have a whole lot of friends then.
Yeah, I'm sure our kids wouldn't mind us winning it though. Obviously,
No, my kids don't need anything. They're good. But anyway, no, it's and back to Mel. I mean, like,
I know.
Thank God I didn't send him that stuff.
Isn't that true? Yeah. Hey, you think about it, like, I just don't get it. And then again, when you try to talk to him about it too, he won't open up and discuss it. Remember at the start we had that on the couch session where we were trying to help him all the time. I think we got to get back to that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. So I'm trying to think what I should do the rest of the day.
What you could do the rest of the day? I'm trying to do the rest of the day.
I'm not going to go for a McDonald's burger, so that's our time.
Yes, you're not. Please don't do that. I care about you. I do not want to see you. What are you doing?
Nothing. I got to go get this thing taken off. I got so many things to do when I get back. You know, I'm not sure when I'm coming back. So
you can't get that taken off up there?
I could. Well, if I get home, I could just take my gun and just shoot it off. Like
I can do it. I can do the surgery. I got a little scissors. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you took your hair off, so you could be able to do that.
We'll slice that sucker off. We get a little staple gun there, staple it together.
You don't do that. Just put one of those butterflies over it.
Nah, good point. Good point.
That's why I got this thing here. That's because that's what they did here instead of doing the right thing.
Yeah.
That was compliments of Scott Stevens.
Oh, did he get you? Nice one.
Yeah, right before my wedding, my first wedding.
Oh, first one. Remember Lance Nethery? Remember Lance Nethery?
Yeah.
So my first practice, I finished my college year, my senior year, came to New York. You didn't talk to me, signed my contract, went down to New Haven to play in the playoffs. First practice, I couldn't wait. One of the things I was all excited about was to take my helmet off at practice. So I took my helmet off, and first drill we were doing, it was the center would dump it in. We do breakouts. So Lance Nethery went to dump it in, fired it right off my forehead, sliced me wide open.
Oh my God! How did you guys? I hope you guys had more than one puck.
Yeah. That's funny. Wow. Isn't it funny? I don't know how you were, but I was like that. There was little things that I just couldn't wait to do to get to the pro hockey. That was one of them, to take my helmet off. Yeah.
I know. I remember I didn't play with the helmet, and then I got my ear cut in half. But John Mark's skate hit me right here. Oh, this.
Oh,
get to this.
Really?
No, it's this one. This one. Not one of those 2 years.
Oh, Kathy. Oh, my goodness. What is Kathy does this every once in a while. She gets a little dig in there like that. Dented the puck.
No, he didn't. Kathy, that's not true. He did not dent the puck.
Broke it in half.
He broke it in half, squared it.
Yeah.
But,
All right, guys. So once again, we're going to we'll post this again on our fundraiser for this Alzheimer's walk. But again, we first of all, we got to get to the goal is to get to 10,000. Once we get to 7,500, the person that has put in the most money will be coming over for dinner. I'll cook a dinner. But once we get to 10,000, we'll pull a name out of a hat for another person to come over for dinner. And then Gresh has said that, rightly so, if somebody puts in $1,000, we're going to take them to a Ranger game. Somebody puts in 2,000, it's one person plus a guest.
Yeah. That's for charity, all charity.
Yeah, it's all for the Alzheimer's again. And I will post that again on my Facebook page. You can scan the QR code there and go right to Team Grasshoppers.
Have a great day,
Gresh,
Tom.
Yes, you too. Hey, Gresh, very happy that everything went well with your mother. She seemed like a fantastic woman.
I'm going to go out right now and have myself a big
salad.
That's what I said.
All right. See everybody next week.
Bye. Ciao.